Welcome to Mr. Hutchings History, where the past comes alive. And today, the future matters too. I'm your host, Mr. Hutchings. And in this special episode, we're stepping away from ancient empires and world wars to tackle something incredibly relevant: the modern American job market. This episode is for high school students preparing for their futures and for parents who want to help but might not realize how much the world of work has changed. So grab a notebook or settle in with your morning coffee because we're going to break it all down fact by fact.
You're listening to Mr. Hutchings History, where history comes alive.
The job market has changed a lot. Let's start with a conversation I hear often as a teacher. A student says, "I want to be a high school history teacher." And the parents look, well, worried. They imagine poverty wages, overwork, no respect. But here's the truth: that's not the whole story anymore. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the median salary for a U.S. high school teacher in 2023 was around $65,000 a year. That figure includes all public high school teachers across the country, from new hires to veterans. But here's where things get more interesting. If you're in a high-income state like New York or California, starting salaries can begin around $60,000 to $70,000 a year, and experienced teachers can absolutely break six figures. In New York City, for example, a teacher with a master's degree and 8 years of experience can earn over $100,000. However, the cost of living in New York City is among the highest in the country, especially for housing, where average rent can exceed $3,000 per month. Contrast that with a city like Houston, Texas, where a veteran teacher might earn closer to $65,000 to $75,000 a year, but with a much lower cost of living. Average rent there is often under $1,500 a month. The bottom line? A salary means something different depending upon where you live, which is why cost of living context is key when evaluating financial outcomes. Teachers who take on leadership roles, extracurricular advising, or AP instruction can see additional stipends that add $2,000 to $10,000 a year to their annual pay. That top end figure of $115,000 for a teacher isn't common everywhere, but it is fully real in the right locations and circumstances, especially where salary is calibrated to the local cost of living. It's not just teachers. Archaeologists now earn a median of around $63,000 a year, and their work is much more diverse than you might think. In the U.S., many archaeologists are employed by federal and state government agencies, like the National Park Service or the U.S. Forest Service. Others work in private cultural resource management, CRM, firms that assess land before construction projects like highways, pipelines, or housing developments. Some archaeologists teach or conduct research through universities, while a growing number are hired by museums, tribal governments, and environmental consulting companies. Their day-to-day work can include excavating historical sites, analyzing artifacts in labs, writing detailed reports, and ensuring that construction complies with heritage protection laws. So while it might sound like a job stuck in the past, archaeology is actually a dynamic, field-based career that plays a critical role in balancing modern development with the preservation of our historical legacy. Technical writers can start between $55,000 and $70,000 a year, especially in tech sectors or grant writing. Now, if you've never heard of a technical writer before, here's a quick explanation. Technical writers are professional communicators who take complex ideas like software instructions, engineering processes, or scientific data and turn them into clear, easy to understand materials. This could be a user manual for your phone, a safety guide for a chemical lab, or training handbook for a software program. They work in tech, healthcare, manufacturing, government, and nonprofits. A good technical writer doesn't just write, They translate. They serve as the bridge between experts and the rest of us. Their work is essential to helping users stay safe, follow instructions, or make good informed decisions. Yes, it varies, but these aren't the starving academic jobs that older generations remember. Meanwhile, the national salary in the United States, that sits between $48,000 and $60,000 a year, depending on whether you count all workers or just full-time roles. So these so-called unrealistic careers, they're actually right in line or better.
Help the podcast survive the 21st century. Rate and review wherever you listen.
Why parents and students clash on career advice. Let me share a real example. One of my students, let's call her Amina, decided to major in environmental policy. Her parents were skeptical, thinking that she'd never get hired. Fast forward 3 years, she landed a paid internship with a national conservation nonprofit, got hired full time, and now helps write legislation for sustainable farming. The lesson? What sounds unconventional to one generation may be visionary to another. Here's where the tension starts. Many parents graduated in the 1980s or 1990s, during a time when teaching and writing were seen as underpaid, under-respected professions. So when their children say, I want to be a teacher or a writer, they worry. The problem is they're remembering a job market that no longer exists. Today, there are teacher shortages in many states, especially in STEM, special education, and even history. State legislatures are passing laws raising minimum teaching salaries to attract new workers. At the same time, large tech companies and major nonprofits are offering competitive starting salaries in writing, communication, and research roles. It's not about being a novelist, it's about being a content strategist, technical writer, or data storyteller. Now, if those sound unfamiliar, let me explain. A content strategist plans and manages written and visual content for websites, social media, and marketing campaigns. After deciding what information is needed and how best to present it to target audiences. A technical writer, as we discussed earlier, takes complex information and explains it clearly in manuals, guides, and documentation. A data storyteller is someone who analyzes large sets of data and then communicates the key finding in a compelling way, usually with charts, dashboards, or short reports, so that decision makers can understand and act on it. These are modern jobs that blend writing, communication, and technology, and they're in high demand across industries from healthcare to finance to government. Parents care deeply, but their advice is often built on outdated assumptions. When popular doesn't mean profitable. Let's talk about data science. It's one of the fastest growing jobs in America, according to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics. But here's the twist. Not every fast growing job pays well. Veterinary techs, solar installers, and taxi drivers are all fast growing too, but often earn under $50,000. With data science, we're seeing something new, market saturation. Lots of new grads have degrees in data science but lack the additional skills in software engineering, communication, or business acumen that employers really want. That means lower starting salaries or difficulty finding work. It's the same in software engineering. While established engineers can earn six figures, many new grads start around $70,000, not far off from your teacher friend. And to get to the six-figure mark, you often need to change cities, change companies, or go back for graduate school.
Algorithms can't pass history exams, but they can help more students find this podcast. Like, share, subscribe, and if you can spare it, throw 3 coins into the Patreon fountain.
Passion, personality, and the long game. Now let's shift gears and talk about one of the biggest sources of confusion. What happens when a career is trendy but not necessarily profitable. So, what actually matters for long-term career success? A growing body of research suggests it's not always the major, but the personality and persistence of the student. There's even evidence that humanities majors out-earn some STEM grads mid-career. Why? Because people who major in fields like history or anthropology often have the grit and independence to follow their own path, push for promotions, and lead. It's not about employers saying, we want history majors. It's about those majors being adaptable, critical thinkers, and good communicators. That said, oversaturation in trendy fields like data science, general digital marketing, or UX UI design can lead to disappointment. These jobs haven't disappeared. They're still hiring. They're just more competitive than they were a few years ago. So strategy and specialization really matter. When students pick a major just for the money, with no interest in the work, they're often outperformed by peers who are genuinely passionate. How to actually choose a career. Enter the Pew Matrix or Pew Analysis. It's a business tool that helps people weigh options with emotional and practical factors side by side. Think about it. Can you emotionally tolerate the stress of a high pressure job? Can you stand to live far from family? Can you handle working outdoors in the heat or cold? You might get paid more to work on an oil rig or in New York finance, but is that life for you? Or would you rather earn less and live in a beautiful place near loved ones?
Support the podcast and unlock your history potential at patreon.com, Mr. Hutchings.
Skilled trades and the value of non-college paths. Now let's shine a light on a path that doesn't get enough respect in college prep conversations: the skilled trades. Not every great job requires a 4-year degree. In fact, some of the most stable and well-paying jobs in America are in fields like plumbing, electrical work, HVAC, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, welding, and automotive repair. These careers typically require a 2-year associate degree or paid apprenticeship, not a bachelor's degree, and they allow people to start working and earning in their early 20s without the burden of student loans. Let's look at some numbers. Plumbers can earn a median income of around $60,000 to $65,000 a year, with top earners making over $90,000, and many are self-employed. Electricians earn similar amounts, and as senior technicians or business owners can clear 6 figures. Welders earn between $47,000 and $75,000 a year, and specialized welders in infrastructure or underwater work can earn even more. HVAC technicians are in high demand, with salaries ranging from $50,000 to $80,000 depending on experience and location. What's more, all of these careers offer job security, especially as older tradespeople retire and fewer young people enter the field. These jobs cannot be outsourced or replaced by automation, and they're essential for keeping homes, hospitals, and schools functioning. Here's the kicker. While some graduates spend 10 to 15 years paying off student loans, a welder or plumber who starts working at 21 could be buying a home or starting a business by their late 20s. If you enjoy working with your hands, solving practical problems, or seeing tangible results every day, these are honorable, profitable careers worth considering. These trades don't just build things, they build futures. It's not superficial, it's smart planning. The career snowball. So, how do you get that dream job? Step 1. Reverse engineer it. Want to be a park ranger? Search usajobs.gov. Read real listings and see what they require. Probably a degree in natural resources or criminal justice, and experience with seasonal conservation work. Maybe Peace Corps, maybe firefighting. Step 2. Build your career snowball. Volunteer. Take internships, join clubs, present at conferences, work adjacent jobs. Want to be a doctor? Be an EMT. Want to work at NASA? Start with drone tech. All these steps build momentum. Step 3, use your resources. Career fairs, alumni networks, and yes, LinkedIn are gold mines, but don't stop there. Other underused gold mines include your school's career center, which often has exclusive internship listings. Local chambers of commerce, which can connect you with small business internships. Professional associations for specific fields, like the American Historical Association or the National Society of Professional Engineers, which frequently host student networking events and even professors or adjunct faculty, many of whom work actively in their industries and are quietly connected to job pipelines students never see. Exploring these resources with curiosity and consistency can open doors that online applications alone never will. Many colleges say that 70 to 90% of successful job placements involve some form of networking. That figure, about 85% of hires coming from career fairs, likely exaggerated. But at some colleges, it's very close to the truth.
Love this episode? Share it and give the past a louder voice.
Financial foundations and literacy. Now let's talk about something just as important as landing a job: what you do with the money you earn. This is where financial literacy becomes crucial. It's not just about how much you make. It's what you save that truly builds long-term independence. A stable job with a salary that's even slightly above average can create the foundation for a lifetime of financial freedom if you start saving and investing early. Take this example: a public school teacher earning $70,000 who starts saving 15% of their income in their 20s may retire far more comfortably than a software engineer earning $120,000 who waits until age 45 to begin saving because they were paying off student loans. That brings us to the issue of debt. While it's true that some high-paying careers require graduate degrees and the student debt that comes with them, we need to ask, how valuable is a higher paycheck if it mostly goes to lenders for 10 to 15 years? If you're not saving until your 40s or 50s, you're losing precious time when your money could have been compounding. So as you choose a major or a career path, think beyond the paycheck. Think about the total cost, the return on investment, and how soon you can start building wealth. Financial empowerment isn't about flashy titles. It's about freedom, stability, and peace of mind. So parents, support your child's vision, but learn the facts first and understand that your child's goal might not follow the same script as your own career did, and that's okay. The economy has shifted, and so have the strategies needed to thrive. Students, follow your passions, but back them up with a strategy. The job market is full of opportunity, but you need a plan. I'm Mr. Hutchings, and this has been Mr. Hutchings History, where we remember the past and prepare for the future. If this helps you, share it with a friend. And until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and never stop asking questions.